Hey everybody, this is Nick from About 6 Acres, and this is your late edition of Tip Tuesday. The reason why we're a little late today is because we are indoors because it is so stinking hot here in East Texas. It was a feel-like temperature of 110 today. If you don't know what that feels like, just imagine you are in episode 3 of Star Wars, where it is ending with Obi-Wan and Anakin fighting on the lava planet Mustafar. And Anakin just burst into flames. That's what you feel like when you walk outside. So here's some tips for you while you stay cool in the AC on how to attract pollinators to your garden and landscape. Enjoy. So what is a pollinator? Everyone knows about bees. Don't forget about butterflies, your hummingbirds, moths, wasps, beetles, flies, and bats, and any other insect that may crawl in or out of the flowers to spread pollen. And pollinators, they all need food, water, shelter, that nectar source, and just a place to be safe from other predators. So you want to have as many pollinators in your area because some are generalists. That means they will pollinate any type of flower, and then you have those specialist pollinators that will just go to certain species of flowers, certain species of plants to pollinate those. So diversity is the key. So check out the article below from the Xerces Society on the risks of pesticides to pollinators. It was really interesting to see that the effects of insecticides, fungicides, and herbicides can actually cause detrimental effects on reproduction, navigation skills, and memories of pollinators. And in a lot of cases, can cause total colony collapse and kill bees. And then other exposure to these pesticides can also compound the effects of other stressors that pollinators go through, such as habitat loss and exposure to other pathogens or diseases. So check out the article for more information. So what's a native plant, you ask? Well, native plants basically means that it is a plant that was growing naturally in an area before European colonization. So before Europeans came, whatever plants were here in the ground, in the area you live, that means native. So why use natives? Why are they important? Because again, not only do they attract pollinators and provide habitat for pollinators, they're also drought resistant. They conserve water and they don't need any special pampering or fertilization. They're natural to your ecosystem and to your area, and also just help us maintain diversity in the landscape and provide a sense of belonging or a sense of place. So they are specific to your area. So me, being in East Texas, I have natives that don't exist in parts of West Texas, New York, Vermont, Alaska. So to find what plants are native to your area, go to your local native plant society. And for my people in Texas, click on the link below to the native plant database, and you can look up native plants for your ecoregion. So the key here is biodiversity. So you want to grow a variety of grasses, flowers, even trees in your garden or landscape that have different colors, shapes, or scents that can attract the pollinators that you're looking for. Go ahead and check out this link below to the Pollinator Citizen Science Project. It was a collaborative effort between several universities in Oklahoma and in Texas to see what type of commercially available plants and the colors of those plants and what pollinators those plants attract. So if you're a geek like me, go ahead and definitely check this out. Look at the 2019 data and the 2020 infographics. Make sure that your water source is very shallow and that you put some type of pebbles or marbles in there for your pollinators to crawl around on in the crevices. And when you add the rocks, that will add some minerals and salts that the pollinators need. And make sure you clean out your water source regularly to prevent any disease or algae or mold from accumulating and spreading to the pollinators. So nesting habitats can be anything from piles of rocks or some piles of firewood that are stacked together, and there's little crevices in that they can crawl in or out. And also having loose soil in spaces in your garden with bare soil. So you don't have to mulch over everything. That way, some of our solitary ground bees can actually go through into that soil and not have to combat into the mulch and fight through it. They can access that soil directly. And many of our pollinators, especially our insect pollinators, hibernate at different stages, whether they're eggs, their larvae, their pupa, or even the adults hibernate. So they need places like the dead brush that you leave around, some of the twigs. So when you deadhead in the fall, leave some of those twigs and stalks up in your garden that have the hollow stems, because a lot of the bees in those pollinator insects will lay their eggs inside for the next generation. And again, plant a mixture of trees and shrubs so they can escape from predators and different weather conditions. But most of all, keep the leaves on the ground. A lot of our moths and other pollinator insects like to hibernate or hide under those leaves in your yard. And then when they come out in the spring, use those leaves in your garden. Hope you enjoyed these tips. Go ahead and post some pictures of pollinators that you have in your garden or landscape, either in the comments or drop the hashtag #LovePollinators. Today's tips are sponsored by Antarctica, where Texans wish they were now.